All right, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. And you already know if you own a Ryker, every day is like a holiday. You're always getting things in the mail. Today is a special day. I cannot wait to unbox this and get this installed. Y'all stay tuned. So I have waited quite a while and, was just trying to research and find what is the best option for me. So I finally settled upon this option. I'm really excited to get this on the bike. I'm going to try to get this installed tonight and kind of let you guys know what I think about it first impressions wise. It is an install. Hopefully it's not that hard, but I'm gonna end it like this, famous last words. What's the worst that can happen? So let's go ahead, let's get this thing unboxed and let's get it installed. So you already know I'm doing everything one-handed operation. So I went on ahead, got the box opened up with the knife. I'm gonna go ahead, boom, boom. We're gonna just kind of like, I don't know, stick that, bam, right there. Boom. Definitely excited to get this on. I've got 4 speakers that I'm gonna install tonight. And it is 1,000 watt. That was crazy. I know, that was crazy. So they're 1,000 watt, 4 speakers, comes with an amp. Supposed to come with an on and off button so it doesn't drain your battery. Hella excited to get this on. So let's go ahead and open up the other box, see what all we get, and then let's get to the install. So as y'all can see, I did get this from Amazon. I got this at a really good price too. Right now, at this current moment, it was $84 for 4 speakers and I believe an amp. I believe it came with an amp. Well, we'll check it out. Maybe the speakers are amped themselves. But anyway, so as far as what you get in the box, you get some zip ties, you get a manual, you see the 4 speakers, you see a bunch of wires. This looks like, okay, so I got looks like my power. Okay, yeah, so I got my ground and my power. Got some foamy stuff in there. And let's take a look at one of the speakers. Let's see what type of quality we're looking at here. All right, so you get a really nice speaker. I really like this texture. It's kind of, it's almost like a rubberish. It's kind of soft, real smooth, fingerprint resistant, it looks like. It's a really nice feeling speaker. Of course, I like that all black. So it's a really nice speaker. It feels pretty much like, it's got good quality to it. Doesn't seem like it's just gonna break. They are supposed to be marine grade, water resistant and all of that. And I did want to mention this set did come with the on and off. So you got to have that because if you don't, it's gonna drain your battery. So looks pretty good. Doesn't look like it came with the amplifier. I thought it did, but doesn't look like an amp came with it. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead, get these bad boys installed, and we'll just kind of see how this thing goes. So before we get out to the garage and start messing around with these speakers, I wanted to show you all, this is how your speakers, this is the little clamp that hooks up to your handlebar, wherever you want to put it. This is how it comes out of the box. I wanted to note that this nut here, obviously it tightens and loosens. If you loosen it, then you are able to adjust, like the height of your clamps. So if I loosen this and take it all the way off, now I can just kind of unloosen my clamp. So just wanted to note that for y'all who, got the system, was like, oh man, how do I take this little clamp off? Boom, that's how you do it. So we out here on a bike. I went ahead, took the hood off because I know I need to take that off. The first question is where I'm gonna hook these up. I'm gonna figure out where, then I'm gonna figure out the how to. So that's what I'm gonna do now is figure out where I wanna put it, and then I'm gonna decide how I'm gonna hook it up. Alrighty, so this is where we're at so far. First thing I wanted to mention was this supposedly has a built-in amplifier, not an amplifier box like what I've seen on some other videos. And then 2, this is what I've came up with so far. 2 speakers up at the top on the handlebars. One here and one on the other side. So now really it's just all about hooking it up and being comfortable with it. So that's what I'm gonna work on now. I'm gonna look at the manual and just kind of do a little refresher, try to get it hooked up, and hopefully here tonight or maybe tomorrow after I get off of work, I should be able to have this thing hooked up. So bear with me, y'all stay tuned. But right now, this is how the setup is supposed to be, and we'll see how it goes after this. All right, y'all, so after a couple of hours of working with this, I think I finally got it situated pretty good. As you can see, I have the ground cable in, I have the power cable in, I have all the wires routed, I have the speakers mounted. And really, the install wasn't that bad. However, I did have to take off the panels. So I took off the panels on both sides and I routed the wiring. These top two speakers, I routed the wiring down here, lifted this piece up, routed it down. I don't have everything back together obviously yet. Routed it down. Was able to pick up this piece here, so this can lift up right now. Routed the wiring down and just connected everything. So the install wasn't that bad. However, it just took some time to get everything together. As you can see, I kind of got everything buttoned up nice and neat as can be. And the speakers do play and they are very loud. So I like them so far. I'm ready to do a road test. So I'll let you guys know about the road test. But this is just day one of the install. I will get back to this tomorrow night just to make sure I have everything the way that I wanted. And just to show you again on this side, same thing. I have it routed down here. This comes all the way to down the side, down, and then it comes out. So the instructions were really nice too, very self-explanatory. If I can find, so you know, you can see right there, it says right speaker, left speaker. So it's very easy to find what you need, how to wire it. Everything is very, very simple. But like I said, it just takes time. Sorry, I could not do a full like how to, but I'm just kind of walking it down with you. This was my first time doing it. And if I can do it, you can definitely do it. And I'm gonna kind of go over it a little bit more tomorrow, but for now, I'm gonna sign off. Gotta get some sleep because I gotta wake up and go to work. So I'll see y'all tomorrow for a little bit better of a walk down on how I installed it. And we'll just kind of go from there. So see y'all next time. All right, so it is day 2 of the speaker install. So I wanted to kind of go a little bit more into the speaker install for you guys. Some things that I found. So for one, you need, for the clamps, you have to use some type of spacer because these handlebars are not the right size for the clamps and or the clamp is not the right size for the handlebar. So you had to use the spacer. They gave you 2 different types of spacers. They gave you a thick ass spacer like this, which does not work. Don't even worry about that. That don't even work. Maybe it worked for somebody else, but it don't work for me. Then they gave you some spacers that are about the thickness of this double-sided tape. Well, you have to use 2 of those. So I use 2 of those spacers. I use 2 of those spacers on one speaker. So I use 2 on this speaker and I use 2 on this speaker. So for the other 2 speakers, I pretty much used some double-sided tape and kind of created a spacer for both of these speakers. Oh, and I lied. I did that for this speaker, but then for this speaker, I took one of these thick ass spacers, cut it in half, which you can kind of see it looks jacked up, but I kind of cut it in half and create a spacer. So everything is everything right now. You can see everything is solid. Cords are together, and the power button I put in here in this box, which will just close up nice and neat. So that was really The major thing I wanted to go over with was that. Also, the speakers themselves are kind of big. They're actually pretty big. So if you have like the original OEM handlebar, this, and you have this face shield or wind protector, windshield, whatever. You see this right here? This gets in the way. So I had to kind of turn them. They kind of point it down. You know, they don't just sit straight up. So there is that. I think maybe I could have created some space if no, I don't think I really could have, because I had to clamp down pretty good to make sure those were secure. So that's kind of how those are going to sit there. I thought about putting them here somewhere, but then you start running into the issue of your wheel turning and not having enough wheel space. So there's that. And then also wanted to say, just to kind of go over what I did the other day, is I routed everything really coming from the top, just let it come down, routed it through and connected to the main speaker. This is the main speaker here. Everything is connected to this speaker. You could either route it going down or route it going up. I decided to route everything kind of going up. Which I know it sounds weird, even though I say, I routed everything down, but everything is coming up from this main speaker. All right. So that's really about it for the install. Took me about 3.5 hours. And so now I really just need to put everything back together, and I'm going to do a road test. So that's going to be next, just to see how loud they are on the road and if everything is secure like I think it is. So here we go. So I'm going to put everything back together, do a little road test, and kind of tell you my first initial thoughts on these speakers. So y'all stay tuned. All right, y'all. So here's the moment of truth. I've got some copyright-free music going. I've got the speakers Bluetooth connected to my old phone. So I'm ready to see how these sound. So here we go. Let's see what we get. So far, y'all, not too bad. Pretty happy about it. 86 bucks, $91 after tax. It ain't too bad. So for now, y'all, that's it. And I'm gonna see y'all on the next video.